Okay, so I've been in Vienna for a month now. It's starting to get more exciting the longer that I am here. And I just want to give you a run through of my last month. I was intending to make videos weekly, but I've been so busy this last month. It's been really hectic. So in the coming weeks and months, I'm going to be making these videos weekly just to be able to track what's going on and to help my family and other various loved ones keep up with what I'm doing on a more day-to-day basis, and that will be much more exciting than this video is going to be. I'm going to try to keep it short, but who knows what's going to happen. Yeah, so I had a lot of difficulty adjusting, especially in the first 2 weeks. The first week was brutal, so hard, just because I had jet lag, and then I was like busy every day from like 9 to 5, so just completely exhausted. And then I would come back, and then I didn't have that much food here, and so it's really just wiped out. And you know, it's different. You don't have like access to the same websites, and it's just like such a culture shock. And I've like been to Europe before, but only for a month, and that was a little bit more, it was study abroad also, but it felt more like vacation. And this, I was like, man, I'm really living here. I really am not coming back that soon, and I just have to get used to being totally alone. Because I don't know anybody here outside of my program, and I'm not taking any of the classes that are structured in the program, so I feel like I'm pretty much totally independent, which is super cool, but also super scary as well. I've been able to make a lot of friends here, which is like very fun. It's weird because the people here obviously can't relate to American culture in the same way that my other friends back home can, and I know, shocker, but it is weird when it comes down to certain conversations. Like the humor is different, and you know, I can't make the same kind of like internet references, so it's just like really small things that become weird when I'm interacting with people. I'm trying to speak German out in the world as much as I can, and it's okay. I can like get by with asking for things, ordering at restaurants. My friends kind of like help me too, so that's really fun. But yeah, I'm gonna jump right into my experiences with like the things that are difficult for me still, and what was really hard when I first got here. So if you're planning to study abroad but you're just like not sure, this might be some helpful information. Yeah, so first of all, I want to address the medication situation out here. I take medication every day, and so you know, if you're a person that has prescriptions that they need to take, it's imperative that you make sure that you have all your medication before you come here and discuss that with your doctor. I did do that, and then there was some hiccups, so I ended up coming with not enough medication, and I had my mom pick up the prescriptions, and then she wasn't able to send them because the medication laws are so strict here. So now I am in the process of trying to like go to a doctor here and figure it out before I run out, and that's been really stressful. So just keep that in mind if you're someone who that applies to. Also, regarding medication, it is really difficult to get other kinds of like over-the-counter medication that you can just go into a Walgreens or a Target and just, you know, load up on that kind of stuff in the US. But here, like, they don't sell even aspirin at a grocery store or convenience store, and you have to go to an apotheca, which is like an apothecary or pharmacy, specifically to get anything like aspirin, melatonin, so anything like that that you're used to having, so any kind of supplement. You have to go to a specific store to get it, and it was a little bit disorienting at first, because I was like, man, I just want some aspirin, I have a headache, or I really want some Tums, and you can't have those things shipped anyway either. So yeah. Another thing is that you really need to think about what you pack. I thought that I had planned well, you know, I kept a list, I had thought about the things that I wear every day, I pick my favorite clothes. I have super curly hair, and I am black, if you did not notice. And so there are a lot of like specific hair products or beauty products that I really need, that I knew that I wasn't going to be able to find here, at least easily at all. And so I packed those things. But when I got here, I realized that I underpacked on clothes. A lot of people who study abroad and a lot of advisors and people that you'll talk to will tell you, no one's ever complained about underpacking, but that has been a huge issue for me here. My dad told me, like, you have too many pairs of jeans, like you have like 4 pairs of jeans, you're not gonna need all those. And you absolutely do. I'm here for 4 months, and so, you know, having like 1 pair of distressed jeans and 1 pair of black jeans just was not working for me. And in Europe, I'm not sure about other parts of the world, it's not normal to just like wear leggings every day the way it is in the US. And so having like jeans or other kind of pants is very helpful to blend in and not look like you are wearing skiing tights, as one of my friends told me. So that's just something I wish I had really thought about before I came. Another thing is there's just like so much stuff that I didn't even think about needing. Like, I knew that I would need, you know, certain things like towels and sheets and whatever, but I was like, towels are gonna take up so much space in my suitcase that I was like, I'm just gonna buy them when I get there. And I only brought 1 set of sheets, and those 2 things, huge mistake. I should have just made room in my suitcase to pack another pair of sheets, because I don't want to be washing my sheets every single week, so I'm gonna have my mom send those. And towels, couldn't find them for like 2 weeks, and then when I did, they were dumb expensive, and so I wish that I had just packed a towel. It's just not something that I wanted to buy here. Towels, washcloths, a hand towel for your bathroom, those are just good things to bring, even though it seems like I'll just buy them there. Like, those are things you're going to need immediately, so it's just really impractical for me to not have brought those. Shoes. I brought 2 pairs of shoes. One was like a more dressy kind of shoe, not like a formal shoe, so I didn't have that. And then I brought my Converse, so just like 1 pair of like athletic shoes for walking around. First of all, everybody knows those aren't good shoes for walking around. I don't know why I brought those. And the other shoes are also not good for walking around. So then I had to buy another pair of shoes, which I didn't mind that much, but it's just something to think about, is that I'm accumulating so much stuff now because there's so much stuff I didn't anticipate buying, that now I have this issue of like, how am I gonna get this back? You're also gonna need cleaning supplies, which is just, it's kind of like moving into a new apartment. You know, there's just so much stuff you have to buy, and that my lease ended before I came here, and so I just spent like a month or 2 at my parents' house because I couldn't sign a new lease. And you know, you forget that you need like sanitary wipes, or, you know, a broom, or, you know, I was thinking that I was gonna like Cinderella and just take a Clorox wipe and just wipe the floor down every day. Not gonna work. I have to go buy a broom because I'm starting to have a lint problem, and that's just not working for me. So yeah, that's something I'm probably gonna be doing in the next few days because it's getting annoying to have lint all over my clothes. Another thing, electricity. It's here and it's not the same. So I brought like 6 converters. I thought that I was gonna be good, but what I didn't realize was that they didn't convert voltage, and there are a lot of high voltage items that I brought, like my hair dryer and my straightening iron and other things. And I tried to use my hair dryer so I could blow dry my clothes instead of having to put them in the wash. There's just certain things that you can't put in the washer or the dryer. And I blew it out in 5 minutes, which was super frustrating because now I don't have a hair dryer. But those are just like really important things to think about that didn't even like occur to me, just because, again, like when I traveled before, I was just using my straightening iron and nothing too crazy, and I was only there for a little bit, so it's just, you know, kind of fine to get by. But, you know, if you're going to be here for a long time, you really need to like super think about all the logistics, which, you know, if this was your first time studying abroad or traveling for a long time, you don't really know. So I'm glad that I brought so many pairs of socks and underwear from my home, because it's something that you just like don't want to buy a ton of while you're here, and you know, you have to bring it back, and if you have those things, they don't take a ton of space in a suitcase, so I would really suggest to do that. It's perfect. I brought more than I needed and I'm happy. There have been a couple things that have just been really difficult for me besides like the logistical stuff of like what I need and what I don't have. I'm like really homesick. I miss my friends terribly, and that's what happens when you come to a new country and you don't know people. And I didn't know anybody who's in my program, and you know, I don't spend a lot of time with them. And so I've had to like make my own friends. It's just really difficult to like not be close to anyone. So I'd say like figure out a plan of like having people that you can talk to back home. Has just been helpful. The time difference is absurd, so you know, that can be difficult, but there have been a couple of like things that I've been able to do on my own that have helped me a lot through being homesick. You know, like I really miss my family. I have a little sister, she's 7, and she is the best, and we spend so much time together, so it's just been really difficult to think about like her, you know, 4 months isn't a long time, but in the world of a 7-year-old, that feels like, you know, ages. So that's just been really difficult for me, but I know, you know, you just gotta remember those people will be there for you when you come back, and things will be fine. But yeah, a couple of things that have really been able to help me are like walking every day. Like make sure that you leave your dwelling space at least once a day. That is like really healthy and helpful for you wherever you are, if you're in your home country, or especially if you're gone. You know, find a number of like things that you like to do. If it's drawing, if it's, you know, running, just make sure you get into a routine that incorporates like the things that you love that you do back home. I've been reading a lot, and I have been going to a lot of different parks. The city is super beautiful, so it's nice to like be able to go somewhere outside that I love, find places within the city that you really like going to. So, you know, there's a couple cafes that I really enjoy that I go to do my work, and that's just been really nice to have a couple of places that feel familiar to me, that I can go and, you know, sit and not feel so alienated in this foreign city. I'm a really solitary person, so I enjoy spending, you know, a lot of time alone. There's a fine line that you're treading when you're spending a lot of time alone and thinking and, you know, doing your own thing and enjoying that and being constructive with that time versus, you know, isolating and keeping yourself up. So yeah, that's, you know, kind of what the getting out every day or finding places that you like that are not your home, that, you know, just helps. I would say that even if you're not somebody who likes to spend a lot of time alone, and that's great too, it can be really helpful. I think I have grown up in Chicago. I've lived there my whole life. You know, I go to school there, and I never have like really lived on my own in a place where everything is wholly unfamiliar to me. And so that was really the purpose of going on a study abroad trip for this long, is that I just felt like I needed to, you know, completely break off in order to grow as a person. And so that remembering that every day has helped me, you know, work through the struggles that I'm having, because ultimately that goal is something that I still want. So I just have to keep that in mind all the time. So whatever reason you have to study abroad, it's it's really important to remember that constantly. I come here and I've taken German classes for a year now, and you know, part of the reason was that like I wanted to get better at my German, and Austria is a German speaking country, and so that was important to me, you know, more so personal development. But if you're somebody that like really wants to get good at something, or if you're going to the hub of somewhere that is related to your major, just like keep remembering that if you're having a hard time, it'll help you get through things. So yeah. And again, as I stated before, like in the coming weeks, I just want to be able to track like what I'm doing more, every day, every couple days, the places that I'm going, and you know, I'm excited for what the next couple months has to bring. I'm nervous, but I know that by the time it's time to leave, I'm gonna miss it. So, you know, I really want to take advantage of the time that I'm here, and I will post another video soon.